So now I'm going to demonstrate for you how do you approve timesheets. When an employee submits the timesheet and certifies that it's correct, the supervisor receives an email to our email box from LatsNet, from the system, and it will say timesheet submitted by Jane Doe, Roberta Jackson, whoever that employee is. You can open that email, click on the hyperlink, and you'll come to your Lats homepage. Or when you come in the next morning and you're logging on, you're going to see it as soon as we log on. So let's go to the homepage, log on, and before I can even go to my timesheet to enter my time, those are all sitting there waiting for me. This is how we know your supervisor is going to approve timesheets. They're waiting. So let's go through the process. Our first employee, it tells you the name, the pay period, the status is submitted, and some small details about what leave they took. So let's open this one and look at the details. Okay. Employee name is in the center, when they submitted it, and the time. And here's a 2-week time sheet that starts on July 1st. So, few things about this timesheet. Look at the first Wednesday. Well, there's no in time, there's no out time, and there's nothing here. But it was a holiday, and that was already completed for the employee. It was July 4th. That week looks fine. The employee was on time or early and stayed throughout the day. That was fine. The second week, employee was here. This timesheet looks ready to go. Or does it? Well, do you want me to submit it?
Yes.
Okay. So, now, 2 things. We have to approve it or unsubmit. We'll approve it. And just like when we send in our timesheets as employees, you now have to certify that you are saying this is also accurate and true. We approve it, and it is submitted to the Human Resources Time Bank. It's available for your employee to always see or unsubmit and resend to you, and it's there for you to see as well. Okay. At the end of the next fiscal year, it will be stored again, but it will always be available. Yes?
So does that mean as a supervisor, any timesheets that I have approved are available to me for the entire fiscal year?
Yes, they're actually available to you after the close of a fiscal year, but you can't change it. And the reason for that is the leave balances change. Sick and personal are restated, and maybe the sick leave went to vacation time. We can't move the leave banks after the close of a fiscal year, but you can see those timesheets. Once they're entered on Lats, you will have availability to them. And so will your employees. You just can't change one from a prior fiscal year because it is historical information. Yes?
As a supervisor, what happens if I miss the email or accidentally delete the email?
So when you log on, before you can enter your own email, these are waiting for you. I can't enter my email, my own time, because this is in front of me. So when employees say, well, how do I know my supervisor is going to approve it? Because I can't enter my time until I look at yours and do something with it.
Okay.
All right, so let's look at another one. Maybe we won't approve this one. This is the same employee, a later timesheet, and let's say we remember that on Thursday, July 19th, this person actually wasn't there. Okay, they entered their time in the wrong row. They were actually out on a vacation day. Whatever the reason is, when you know there's something wrong with a timesheet, what are you going to do? We're not going to approve it. We're going to send it back for correction. So just to give you an example, Thursday, July 19th, we are going to say we're unsubmitting it. So now I have to tell my employee, why am I unsubmitting this? We're going to leave them a note. and I am going to write, please correct July 19th and resubmit. Send email. That employee has in their Toro email box right away an email from LaxNet telling it that a timesheet has been unsubmitted. I'm going to open that email, I will click the hyperlink, and I'll be able to change it and resubmit it. In a real situation, I would have written in that message exactly what was wrong. You were out sick that day, you weren't on vacation, whatever it is, I do keep track of it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so it's no longer there for me to approve because the employee has to look at it, correct it, and resubmit it. Let's do just one more. Going back to my approval list, and there's one more left. Well, why don't we do this? Let's use this one as an example. So July 5th, I remember this employee was actually on vacation. They made a mistake. Okay, they put in sick. I do remember they were on vacation because it was the day after a holiday. So let's unsubmit it. Unsubmit. Let's get the note. And you were out on a vacation day, the day after the holiday. Please correct and resubmit. And send. The reason I'm not writing my name, the to or the from, it's only going to go to that person, and there's only one person that's approving or not the timesheet, so you make it fast. Okay. And it's done. So if we go to approval list again, there should be nothing there. There's nothing for me to submit to approve right now. And that is the entire approval process. Okay. However, you do choose to track which days your employees are in and which days they're out and why, that we leave to each manager, as long as you have a very solid way that you can do that. Any questions?
Currently, my employees are at Turo. The employees submit a leave request to their supervisor. Do we need to continue doing that?
Yes. We do require that employees officially ask their supervisors for a pre-approval to take a day or many days off on vacation, personal, or a floating holiday. Yes, it is a supervisor's responsibility to still get that and keep it. However, those forms no longer go back to human resources. Once the supervisor receives that employee's timesheet, they are tracking it on that paper, they're approving it. So once it comes to human resources, we already know the manager is tracking it. So it is up to every manager, every supervisor to track their employees' leave time. And once you submit it to us, it becomes part of the bank. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Any other questions on how to track time? If you have second thoughts about something that you approved, what would you do?
Unsubmit it.
You can go back and unsubmit it and it always will give you that note. Send the employee a note. They get the email, they have to fix it and resend it. Unless it's from a prior fiscal year, we can change things. But it will never go through without a supervisor's permission. You will always have control.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.